What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So a very, very interesting clue was released today that we could possibly be getting a very, very interesting welterweight showdown between undefeated welterweight superstar title contender Jaron Boots Ennis. 29 wins, no losses, no draw, 27 big wins by way of knockout. He is 25 years of age, 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach. He could be possibly facing off, as he announced that he'll be making his ring return in January. Now, Jaron Ennis is the mandatory for the IBF, International Boxing Federation title, that's held by undefeated unified three-belt WBC, IBF, WBA welterweight world champion superstar boxer Earl the True Spence Jr. And he's also top 5 in every other sanction body. Well, with that said, it looks like a fighter that was calling for this fight could possibly come to fruition, as he just announced he'll be back in January as well. And that's undefeated welterweight star title contender Speedy Rashidi Ellis. 24 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, 29 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. Rashidi Ellis has been very, very inactive. He fought Alexis Roca. That was October of 2020. He won a unanimous decision. We didn't see Rashidi Speedy Ellis back in the ring until July of this year. So he was out the ring for 2 years, okay, dealing with promotional spat with his then company in Golden Boy Promotions with retired legendary Hall of Fame iconic Olympic gold medalist, Mexican superstar boxer Oscar the Golden Boy De La Hoya. So Speedy Rashidi Ellis, he was with Golden Boy Promotions. He fought Alexis Roca, and then they had him on the shelf, okay? He came back, he fought Jose Marufo, okay, which he got a first-round knockout victory. That was just a fight for him to get back, get his feet wet, okay? This is a very, very interesting fight. Rashidi Ellis had been calling for this fight with Jaron Boots Ennis for quite some time. As far as talent goes, Rashidi Ellis, he can match Jaron Ennis in athletic ability. Very, very fast hands. I think he has faster hands than Jaron Boots Ennis. He's big at 5'9", probably about 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. Jaron Ennis is slightly taller, 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach, longer arms, okay? And so with that said, you know, this is an interesting matchup. This indeed, for both guys, would be the best talent they've both faced by far, okay? Jaron Boots Ennis is a phenom, as I call him. He's able to switch from southpaw to orthodox fluidly, okay? Power in both hands. Rashidi Ellis has lightning fast hands, very technically savvy, has a very high ring IQ and ability to box. So they're both, have a lot in common, but Jaron Ennis has more power. And I saw when Rashidi Ellis faced Alexis Roca, he wasn't comfortable being backed up. Now, recently, when Rashidi Ellis made his ring return, he started to call for this fight with Jaron Boots Ennis because he's now signed with the PBC, Premier Boxing Champion, founder and advisor Al Heyman. And he's also with Showtime President of Sports, Stephen Espinosa. So it's not a coincidence that Rashidi Ellis posts that he'll be back in the ring in January, and so does Jaron Boots Ennis. Now, there could be, it could be a case where they both fight in January and just not fighting each other, right? It's said that Jaron Ennis is going to fight, as the co-main event to undisputed junior middleweight 3-time world champion Jamel Lyons Only Charlo, when Jamel Charlo takes on Tim Tszyu is his mandatory challenger. Okay, so it's being said that that looks like it's going to be January 28th. But there's also talks that Jaron Boots Ennis could be fighting on the undercard for another fight that's being announced for January, and that's undefeated 3-division world champion superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who announced that he'll be back January 7th in D.C. Now, Jaron Ennis is from Philadelphia. Okay, so Philadelphia, D.C. is very close to one another. He'll have a lot of fanfare that comes to D.C. Jaron Ennis, Javonte Tank Davis is from Baltimore, the DMV area. So, it makes sense for him. So, we could possibly see Rashidi Ellis versus Jaron Ennis January 7th on the undercard in Tank Davis fight. Or we could see him January 28th on the undercard Jermell Charlo fight. But we know there's going to be two cards in January 7th and January 28th. January 28th, it looks like it's going to be Jermell Charlo, and January 7th, going to be Javonte Tank Davis, right? So with that said, Rashidi Ellis could possibly fight on Jermell Charlo's card, and we could get Jaron Ennis fighting on Tank Davis card, or vice versa. With that said, it just makes sense that they fight each other. But WBA regular champion, Lithuanian star boxer, Ennis Stanionis, is the mandatory also for the WBA for Errol Spence. But it looks like Errol Spence could face former unified welterweight WBC WBA champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman. So if Errol Spence fights Keith Thurman, okay, that leaves Stanionis without a fight. Can we see Stanionis versus Cody Crowley? Or are we going to see Stanionis versus Jaron Boots Ennis? Because we could possibly see Stanionis face off against Jaron Boots Ennis, right? So there's a lot of ways to mix and match. Rashidi Ellis might be fighting Stanionis. You understand what I'm saying? But we know Rashidi Ellis have been calling for this fight. Is this a fight that they're willing to risk putting Rashidi Ellis against against Jaron Boots Ennis right now, right? And vice versa. Or do they want to put Stanionis versus Rashidi Ellis? I think Rashidi Ellis is a bad style matchup for Stanionis. Now, again, like I said, the pressure fighters, when he fought Alexis Roca, Rashidi Ellis didn't look comfortable in that fight against Alexis Roca. And, he won the fight. He's more talented, but he just didn't look comfortable in that fight. Okay. And because of that, it leads me to believe that he fights a guy like Jaron Ennis, who can be a pressure fighter if he so chooses. I give Jaron Ennis the edge. Stanionis is a pressure fighter, too, that can make Rashidi Ellis uncomfortable. But with Stanionis, the hand speed and the combination punches of Rashidi Ellis can prove to be a problem for Stanionis. When Stanionis just fought against Butev, the combination and the counterpunching of Butev, it gave Stanionis problems, right? So is that going to be a problem for Stanionis? Because Rashidi Ellis has faster hands, faster combination punching. He is a slicker boxer, a better athlete than Butev. I think that would be a problem for Stanionis. But if Stanionis can pressure Rashidi Ellis for the entire fight, that could be a problem for him. So there's a lot of ways you can mix and match. But Rashidi Ellis was calling for this fight with Jaron Boots Ennis. And Jaron Boots Ennis and his father trainer manager, Bozy Ennis, they would happily accept a fight with Rashidi Ellis. They stated that they wouldn't mind taking a fight with Rashidi Ellis. Obviously, they want their opportunity to fight against Errol Spence for the IBF. But the WBC, World Boxing Council, and President Mauricio Suleiman, board of 32 members, they decided that Keith Thurman was supposed to get his opportunity before anything, right? So it looked like Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence is going to be next. And it looks like, Stanionis is going to be looking for an opponent. Now, Cody Crowley, who upset the apple card, he could be a fight, which makes more sense, right? The style matchup for Cody Crowley to face off against Stanionis, Rashidi Ellis against Jaron Ennis, Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence. So I like those matchups, right? And it looks like Tank Davis is going to have a different of an opponent than we expected for him. So we got to see. But as far as style matchups, I think that Rashidi Ellis will beat Stanionis. I think Jaron Ennis is going to beat Rashidi Ellis if they fight. And, I think Stanionis beats Cody Crowley if they fight. But let's see how they mix and match this. This is going to be very interesting. So Rashidi Ellis is announcing that January he could be back. He's coming back, and we know Boots Ennis stated that January he's coming back. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.